Most of us want more freedom, more control over our time, money, and how we spend our days. But freedom isn't something that happens overnight. It's built through lots of small decisions that over time will give you more options and less pressure. So in this video, I'm going to go through 5 simple ways that you can create more freedom in your life. So let's dive in. Number 1 is to create space between income and spending. So most people will think that financial freedom comes from earning more. But earning more doesn't automatically create freedom. Imagine you and your friend earn the same salary. They might spend all the money they make every month, whereas you consistently save and invest some of that money. Now from the outside, you look similar, but the thing is, you're the one with options. If an opportunity comes up, you can take it. If something goes wrong, you're able to deal with it. If you want to change directions, then you've got room to move. Think about those times when you get a pay rise. You can massively improve your financial situation by deciding in advance what happens when your income increases. Now a good approach can be to invest 50% of it, save 25%, and maybe enjoy the other 25%. The exact percentages don't really matter. It's about the principle behind it. Now the aim is to stop every pay rise from turning into that lifestyle upgrade. Instead, use it to buy your freedom. Financial freedom ultimately isn't determined by how much you earn. It's determined by how much you keep. Number 2 is to reduce dependency on a single source. Now a lot of people feel trapped at work, not because they hate their job, but because they don't feel that they've got any alternatives. When all your security comes from one employer, one salary, and one source of income, every decision will carry more pressure. Now that's why career freedom isn't just about quitting your job. It's about creating options. Now these options might be to develop a valuable skill, start a small side project, or create an income stream. The goal isn't to replace your salary overnight. The goal is to reduce your dependency. Now think about it this way. If your boss announced tomorrow that your role was being removed, or if one day you just felt like you've had enough, what would your next move be? Now if you don't have a clear answer, it's worth thinking about it. Why don't you pick a skill that increases your value and spend half an hour a day on it? Just develop it. Because the more you invest in yourself, the easier it becomes to change direction, if you ever need to, or if you want to. Number 3 is to protect your attention. Now money gets a lot of attention, but actually your attention is one of the most valuable things you have, because whatever keeps your attention will eventually influence your decisions, your emotions, and your behaviour. And the problem is, most of us don't realise how much attention we're actually giving away. Think about how many times you unlock your phone without realising why, or how you need to get things done but you don't make any progress on it. Now your attention is being pulled in dozens of different directions every day. Notifications, social media, news, TV, and algorithms designed to keep you hooked. Now the result is that constant feeling of urgency and missing out. So one of the simplest things you can do is to create protected time in your day, where there's no phone, no social media or news. Instead, just use that time intentionally on things that actually help you move forward. It might be catching up on jobs around the house, or staying on top of life admin, or simply focusing on the things that you actually enjoy. 4. Define what enough looks like. Now most people spend a lot of time thinking about how to improve their life, but far less time deciding what a good life actually looks like. And that's where a lot of unnecessary pressure comes from. A bigger salary, a better job, a nicer house. None of these things are actually bad. But the problem is, if you don't define what enough looks like, the target will just keep moving. You never feel satisfied with any of your progress you're making. So think about it. What would a great week look like to you? And what would your ideal working hours, free time, and income be? The whole idea of lifestyle freedom isn't about having it all. It's about building a life that fits you. And once you know what that looks like, making decisions becomes so much easier. You stop chasing every opportunity and you start choosing the ones that actually fit the life you want. And 5, remove complexity. Most people keep adding things to their lives. Subscriptions they forget to cancel, commitments they said yes to but don't really want to do, things they bought thinking they'd use but now just sit there. Everything that gets added takes up your time, your attention, and your mental load. And after a while, it builds up and becomes overwhelming. So one of the most useful habits you can build is asking a simple question. What can I remove or simplify? It could be a subscription you don't use, a task you could automate, or something that you've been saying yes to out of habit. Freedom comes from removing things, not adding them. So the simpler you can make life, the more time and energy that you have for things that actually matter. What's interesting is that none of these freedoms require any dramatic life change. You don't need to quit your job, start a business tomorrow, or completely reinvent your life. Because most freedoms built gradually, by creating more space between your income and your spending, reducing dependency, protecting your attention, defining what enough looks like, and removing unnecessary complexity. Individually, these changes seem small, but together they create more options, less pressure, more flexibility, and ultimately more freedom. Because freedom isn't just usually one big breakthrough. It's a result of consistently reducing pressure until life feels calmer and more in your control. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.